Just waiting just a minute for Facebook to get the video up and running. Okay, so I wanted to go live really quick, and you can already hear I've got something brewing behind me, and I'm going to explain that here in just a second. So if you're not sure who I am, my name is Jennifer, and if you're joining me, make sure you say hey. I like to know who's watching, and feel free to comment and ask questions, and if you give me a little share love, I would really appreciate that, because what I'm about to share with you I think is going to be really important. But I'm also going to be really mindful about what I say, because we are talking about essential oils, and we live in a world where natural health isn't something that we can make claims about, because we just don't have that particular approval. So what we're going to focus about tonight is just how essential oils can support the body and how they're interacting with the body when we're trying to stay healthy. And I know everyone is really nervous right now, and there's a lot of overwhelm and stress and anxiety, and we're going to talk about that too. So right now, things are a little crazy, and I have been a little quiet as far as essential oils go and what you should be using right now and why. And so I guess I'm going to break the silence and just kind of talk about what I've been doing and why I'm not stressed out about it. So I have a couple of oils out, and they're pretty simple oils. Hopefully there's stuff that you guys have on hand, but I do need to make a quick disclaimer. We are talking about doTERRA essential oils. I am not using any other oils, and there's a reason for that. I cannot vouch for their purity or their potency. So we're gonna just talk about doTERRA essential oils, and if you don't have those and you want to get a hold of them, then I can definitely help you with that. But first we're gonna kind of highlight just a few that I have here. So we know, let's see, the first one that I have here, this is actually On Guard, and we're going to talk about tonight topical, we're going to talk about internal, and we're going to talk about aromatic. So the first thing that I just want to say are, while there is so much research to prove that essential oils are highly effective for many different things, I do want to point out that right now, the main reason why we want to use them is because of how they support the body. So I'm just going to get into a little bit of science here. So essential oils go into our body, okay? Our body is designed to protect us from things, and essential oils have a chemistry that is has a really good time inside of our body, and our body really enjoys it and welcomes it in. It's like a friendly neighbor. So when we put an essential oil on our skin or in our mouth, or we breathe it in our nose, the molecules can get into parts of our body that a lot of things can't, which is good, because when you're breathing something in that's not good for you, you want your body to protect you from it. Or when you consume something that's not good for you, you want your body to protect you. And it is designed to do that. But the cool thing is essential oils are alcohol and lipid, and so they do two things. One, they're volatile. That means they move. And two, they're lipid, which means they get into areas that the body is normally designed to protect, and it can get past the cellular membrane, for example. Essential oils also really love mucous membranes, or should I say mucous membranes really love essential oils. And that's because of that lipid component that is in the essential oils. And all essential oils are different in the alcohols, the lipids, and the other particular chemistry or chemical makeup, or the constituents, whatever you want to call them, that are in them. So when we put an essential oil on us, it makes our body really happy because of how it interacts with the body and with the cells in particular. So let's talk about cells. Okay, so our cell has a membrane around it, and that membrane is designed to protect us from outside invaders that are bad for us. And that's actually the reason why when we get a virus, we have to let the virus just run its course, because medication isn't really designed to get past that membrane. So there are essential oils that are more known for threats that are outside the cell and more known for threats inside the cell, and that's just because of the chemistry of the essential oil and the chemical makeup of our body. Some oils prefer the outside of the cell. They're more water loving. Those are those heavier oils such as oregano, which is why oregano is so effective for certain things. And then we have our essential oils that really love getting inside the cell because they're fatty loving, which is why they typically address the threats that are inside the cell. When I say address, really what that means is they just support the cell. They support the outside of the cell from the outside. They support it from the inside out. And so that's really what's happening. We want to look at essential oils like getting proper nutrition and drinking plenty of water and getting sleep. It's just another thing that we can do to support our body's own natural defenses and our body's own natural responses to the things that we come in contact with. So let's talk about aromatic use first. So I actually started some water because I wanted to show you something that I like to do. Hopefully you can see that, but I'll bring it a little bit closer. So right here I have a mug, and there's something that I actually like to do every day now. I actually have chronic sinus issues, so this is something I'm really familiar with. And the current threat that we have going on in our country is a particular respiratory situation that typically is, the symptoms are right here. So what they're saying is that the symptoms are like a sore throat, a cough, and maybe trouble breathing. So we know that the situation is right here. So how can we isolate or support the ability for the essential oils to just hang out right here? And there are a couple of ways to do it. So there are a few oils that I like to have on hand. Everyone knows that oils like On Guard, it's a blend because there's citrus in it, there's cinnamon, there's clove, and those are really potent oils to help our body. But then we have other oils that a lot of people don't think of, like citrus oils, just alone, lemon, for example. So I'm going to show you what I do. So I have a lemon right here, and so in my mug, I'm just going to put 2 drops of lemon. Okay, 1, 2, 3 snuck out. I don't know if you noticed, but this oil is really thin. The thinner oils typically are the ones that like to support the cells from the inside out. And so I had my kettle here where I'm already starting water, and then I'm putting the water in here, and you can see I have a nice steam going like that. And then I'm actually going to put peppermint in this because peppermint is one of my top 5 daily oils, so I just want to remind you of that. So are citrus oils. So the reason why we add peppermint is peppermint actually helps all the oils work better. It's a driver oil. It is an exciting, stimulating, invigorating oil, so it's going to help our body use the oils a little bit better. It's also going to help our body use other things a little bit better. So you can see I have a little bit of steam right here, and so what you're actually going to do is you're going to cup your hands over your mouth like this because you want to breathe in through your nose. So we want to get those exciting essential oil molecules right into this area, and so by doing the steam, that's actually going to be one of the most effective ways to do it. And I don't know if this is true, but there's a lot of thought out there that the warmth is making it more of an inhospitable environment for this particular virus to, grow and proliferate. So if we can warm up the sinus cavity, that'd probably be a good thing too. So what I do is just like this, and then I breathe. I took a really deep breath. That peppermint's just really strong, but I can already feel it getting up in there. So we have very few blood vessels in our sinus cavity, which is why it is so difficult for us to overcome certain issues with the sinuses. So by adding that peppermint to that citrus oil, it's going to help open those up and allow more blood to flow. And that's really the goal here, because with better blood flow, our immune system is going to be stronger, and we really want to support that process. The other thing I want to note is you need to drink lots of water. See, essential oils, when I said they're volatile, that means they move in and out of tissue. So when you put them on your skin, so let's talk topical use really quick. When you put it on your skin, so like let's say I want to, when you put it on your skin, then it actually goes into the tissues of your body, and we want to move the oils in and out of those tissues because that's what's going to help them get to where they need to go so the body can really use them in a really powerful way. And so if you're not drinking enough water, you're going to slow that process down. And the other thing is your essential oils are going to sit still in one spot a little bit longer, and that might cause some discomfort or some irritability. in the tissue that it's hanging out in, wherever that may be. So that's why you want to drink lots of water. So again, we're just going to breathe in the mug. Okay, so that time I was able to breathe a lot deeper because my body was like, ooh, it's not so strong to me anymore. And so I'm just already feeling that. So those citrus oils and that 1 drop of peppermint, another one that you can use is tea tree oil. A lot of people don't realize, but tea tree oil is a great substitute for eucalyptus if eucalyptus is too strong for you, or if you want to do this for your kids. So if I wanted my child to do this, I would leave the peppermint out, and I would add a drop of lemon and a drop of tea tree oil. And that tea tree has just enough of that mentholy smell that it really helps to open things up. And it's also a really powerful oil in supporting the immune system. So with that said, let's talk about one of the more stronger essential oils. So what we've actually been doing with On Guard, because a lot of On Guard products are out right now and you can't order them, such as the hand sanitizer or the beadlets. I just ordered some beadlets and they came, but they're not available anymore. And it's not that we don't have enough oils, it's that we don't have the products that the oils are in. So they have to be made because we ran out. So don't worry, we have more coming. It's just they ran out really fast. And it's just like toilet paper. It just happens. So what I actually do, since I'm kind of lazy on the DIYs, and I know everyone's loving making their hand sanitizers, and I've showed some of my customers how to make their own from home with the On Guard and some other things. I actually prefer just to grab the oil, but the oil alone is a little strong and it's just 1 drop, so it's hard to spread that. So what I do is I just take my lotion. I have my Citrus Bliss lotion, or you could really use just any non-toxic, fragrance-free lotion, and just put a little bit in my hand. And then I just take 1 drop of this On Guard and put it there, and I rub that into my hands. I want to make sure I get into the crevices, my fingernails, and then I just kind of put some right here. Breathe it in, because those molecules can get up into the nose, and you could put a little bit on the outside of your nose, and that's a really great way to protect you from the outside as well. So I just want to remind you that essential oils are going to help your body just do what your body is supposed to do on its own. Our body was wonderfully made, and our body was designed to fight these things off and to mount a defense and mount a response against these kinds of threats. And so essential oils are just going to help our body do that a little bit better, and it's just like drinking water and eating proper nutrition. So let's go ahead and talk about, so we talked about aromatic by breathing in the mug. So we talked about topical, we just put the oils on us. And you can also clean with your oils. We actually do clean. I don't think I have a spray bottle nearby, but I actually just have On Guard in a spray bottle with water, and that's what I spritz my house with. Again though, if you're in a business or you're working with people in the public, right now they're asking that certain cleaners that are approved, which there's a list floating around through the CDC, that you use instead. So I'm just referring to home use, what I do in my own home, and that's what I do. So let's go ahead and talk about internal usage. I mentioned the soft gels, which were out right now, but I do, if you have them, I take those every day anyways, and it's just something that I've always done for the last couple of years. And if you want to make them on your own, you totally can. There are a few oils that are actually in them. We have On Guard, so it's 2 drops, and then a drop of Melissa, a drop of black pepper, and a drop of oregano is what's in that. And then you're going to take your veggie cap and top it off with some olive oil. Now, a lot of people are asking me, why olive oil? Because I actually don't recommend that as a carrier oil. But the thing is, the reason why I don't recommend it as a carrier oil is because it's a thicker oil. It slows down the absorption of essential oils quite a bit. But when we're taking them in a veggie cap, that's actually a good thing. See, the soft gels are designed as a slow absorption, so we get max use, longer term use. And so if we can try and replicate that in a veggie cap by using olive oil, then that is a great thing that we can do. So use your olive oil in your veggie caps with your 2 drops On Guard, a drop of Melissa, a drop of black pepper, and a drop of oregano. And why those oils? Well, Melissa's a really, really powerful oil. It's one of the more expensive ones that we have, but the bottle comes with 80 drops. That's 80 veggie caps. So that's a really good thing that you can do. And then black pepper, we call that poor man's Melissa because it doesn't have the same chemistry, but it has the same abilities, and it's a lot cheaper. And again, there's 80 drops in that. And then oregano. Well, we know oregano is like really powerful, so that's why that one's recommended. Okay, so let's talk about when you drink your oils. So I mentioned how this is all respiratory. So when we are exposed to this particular threat, we breathe it in, or it comes in through our mouth, or maybe it's just on our face, which is why they're telling you don't touch your face. But when we breathe that stuff in, then the virus actually sits in our body, and then our body has to mount a response, okay? So how can we help our body with that? So like I mentioned, breathing them in, putting the stuff on our skin, but the other way is by gargling your essential oils. So I actually really love doing this, and I brought something that is actually still available. This is my favorite On Guard product. This is the mouthwash, and so I actually gargle with this on a regular basis. So every day I put it in my water pick too, because we have a lot of bacteria in our mouth, and it's a great way to clean the mouth as well. But I do gargle with this. I do half and half actually. So this bottle lasts me twice as long as somebody who doesn't do half and half. But the cap up here is actually what you use. That's your cup. So I fill it halfway with On Guard and then the rest with water, just because it's too spicy for me. So you can gargle with that. So that's one thing that you can do. The other thing that I like to do, I start my morning with this, is I drop my lemon in a little shot glass. If you can handle it, you could totally put On Guard in your shot glass. I just think it's a little too spicy. And just a little Jennifer tip, if your oils are too strong, or they sting, or they cause a lot of irritation for you, you're probably dehydrated. So just make sure you're drinking lots of water, because again, we want to encourage those oils to move in and out of those tissues. So I have my little shot glass of lemon, and I just drink that up, and that always helps to soothe the throat. And when you're feeling like that, it kind of helps with that as well. So I really like that one. And sometimes I add a little peppermint, because that just like clears everything up, and it invigorates and stimulates the whole process. So let's see, do I have anything else? Oh, and this is actually still available too. This is the hand wash. And so we actually have this at every sink. And we actually found out that my daughter has a infection on her body that requires medication, but we've been cleaning it topically with this just so we could prevent the spread of it, because it's an itchy issue, and so she's been scratching it, and now it's kind of like all over. So we've been using a lot of that, and when we come in from outside, or we're coming home from somewhere, the kids come straight and they wash their hands with the On Guard foaming hand wash, and hopefully we'll stay healthy. I guess time will tell. And then let's talk about other things that you need to do to support yourself right now. So let's talk about stress. Let's just be really honest. This is really stressful right now. There's a lot of unknown, and that causes a lot of anxiety. Those things actually can interfere with your immune response, or a healthy immune response. So we want to support our body's ability to stay calm. And so there are a couple of oils I recommend for that. One is Balance. It's a grounding blend. It helps us to feel grounded. When you're grounded, you make better decisions, you're more clear-headed, and you're able to create a plan that is not in fear, but in logic and sometimes common sense. So I really love Balance, because it just kind of helps to organize the clutter in the brain. And then the other one is Serenity. Serenity is a great oil to diffuse in your bedroom at night when you're sleeping. We've been using it a lot in the house at night. I love it with wild orange. It just makes my bedroom just smell like a spa. It's just a relaxing experience. And then the other thing I do is I take Serenity soft gels. So if you've never tried those, I highly recommend it. I get really good sleep in less amount of time, and I am all about efficiency. So I really love the Serenity soft gels for that reason. I've been taking them every night before I go to bed for quite a while. They're really good for stress, even when you're awake and you're not wanting to go to sleep. So you can take them anytime. They don't make you sleepy. That's not how essential oils work. So I really like that. And then let's see what else. So we talked about stress, we're talking about sleep, anxiety. You know, wild orange is actually really good for that. So we talked about lemon. all the citrus oils are going to be really supportive for you right now, and they're available, so you don't have to worry about them selling out. On Guard is limited to 5. I just checked before I got on. So if you do want to stock up on Guard, please let me know. I can definitely get an order going for you, and we're allowed to order up to 5 on one order, but we don't want to wait too long because we don't know when that's going to shift as well. So we want to make sure that we're getting what we need. So the oils that I recommend actually having on hand right now to be using on a regular basis are going to be On Guard, Melaleuca or tea tree, whatever you want to call it, peppermint, and a citrus oil, and then other ones to have on hand are going to help with stress and anxiety. So that maybe is a conversation to have because everyone's a little bit different there, and I've worked with so many people with that issue that maybe I can offer a little bit of guidance. So if you liked what you heard, I would just ask that you do a little share love, tag a friend so that they can see this, and let's spread the word that essential oils are totally the bomb right now and can really help you feel a little bit more at peace, if anything, and help support your family right now during this time. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Oh, the other thing I was going to share is because we're in a social distancing period, I am going to be offering a lot more online classes that will be starting in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to get on one of those, then please comment below and I can make sure you can. I do have a Facebook group that anybody can join. It's called Make Me Oily. I just ask that if you join, if you are currently using essential oils, just let me know if you have people that you want to add to the group so we can make sure that it's the right place for them. That group is currently public, so anybody can go in there and view the content, but we're going to be making it private here in the next couple of days. And then our online classes will be starting, but we want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to try the oils before they learn about them. So if you've never tried these oils, or maybe it's been a while, make sure you let us know and we'll get something sent out to you. Well, until they cut that chain off, but we'll do the best we can to try and get that stuff out to you so that you can try the essential oils for yourself. A lot of people are asking about sleep, stress, and anxiety. So that's what we'd be kind of helping out with more. So anyways, hopefully this was helpful for you. And like I said, if you have any questions, I will definitely be here to answer. Have a great night.